For the record, guys, these are all the same. And that's
I just keep them.
All the time here up.
Somehow just avoid it.
I should probably know this. Do you guys have a website?
Did you just try to?
No? Okay.
So I went straight.
Make sure to put the lecture link back. Like the lecture.
Should we speak into the mic?
He should be.
Oh, right.
So
Right, because I was talking to Right, guys, just 2 minutes and we'll start. We have a little bit more time to get some food. Okay, hello everyone. My name is Meg Krudish. I'm the Director of Student Services. Sorry, this is a little loud. And you have been receiving all those emails from me. My main function is to manage admissions, but I also am involved in a lot of student services functions. And I would like to welcome you to the CUNY School of Public Health at 125th Street. How many of you are brand new students starting this fall? Wonderful, great. So we have a lot of new students, some continuing students from the other campuses. Welcome, everyone. I would like to introduce our Dean, our Associate Dean of Student Affairs, Dr. Ashish Joshi.
Good evening, all. Can you hear me? I have a bad habit to move around. I would not like to just stand here. So first of all, welcome you all. And as Meg mentioned that there are a lot of new students and there are some continuing students. I'll extend my question. How many of you are from certificate program? And how many of you are from MPH, Masters in Political, DPH? Love it. Isn't that interesting? You have certificate, masters, and DPH all in one room. I hope that's exciting. So we are building actually mentorship program here. So certificate students are prospective master students are prospective doctoral students, and of course the doctoral students are colleagues. So a little bit about myself. I'm an Associate Dean of Student Affairs, and also at the same time my background is I'm a clinician by training. Internal medicine physician. A lot of people may not know, 2002 I was on the other side when I first came to the US. And I did not know how to turn on the computer. I was only used to seeing patients, practicing, until I decided that in 2002 I'll go to Boston University. My background is in MPH, majors in epidemiology and biostatistics. So combined my clinical acumen with my public health training. And I didn't realize that I'm going to go ahead and do my PhD in health informatics. Okay, so I use technology at the intersection of clinical care and population health sciences. That's my academic training. As an administrator, I've been at CUNY for 2 years now, and I think it was a consortial school, different campuses, Hunter, Brooklyn, Lehman, Graduate Center, and I hope every one of you is excited to be here today as one unified school of public health. There are certain challenges, there are certain hiccups, bumps here, there, but we are moving in the right direction and we are there for you guys. I would like to take this opportunity also to welcome our new students. At the same time, the Office of Student Affairs is incomplete unless you have the full office. So based on our 2 years of what we went through and some of the feedback what we have received from the students, just want to give you kind of a structure of our office. I'll introduce all of them and I'll hope that you see all of our faces because that's where you're going to be interacting. Okay, so I'll welcome Meg, who is from Office of Admissions, and all of you are here with some kind of an email receiving from her. But most importantly, who recruited you? There's Amina. I don't know where she is. So I'll ask all of you guys if you can come here. Okay. This is very important people who you're going to be interacting as long as you're going to be here. The second office is Office of Registrar. So we have Pranaya Ghosh, who would like to be called as Molly. She can come here. And there are any international students here? 1, 2, 3. If I'm missing anyone, it's okay. Oh, 4, 5. We have Leah Dias, so she is your international student office advisor. Okay. This is very important. We could have done only orientation for new students. Nobody knows anyone. It's a new building. I don't know who they are, what they're going to say. You should know. Then, once you have recruited, then you are admitted, then you go to registrar's office, now you go to financial aid. So we have Katusha Lewis from Office of Financial Aid. Okay. And of course, everybody has to pay the bills. We have a person, Esther. And we are trying to make optimal use of technology. So people who cannot come, they can see it live, broadcast. We have our team of IT professionals, Mohit Arora, Director of IT, will. And I know the most important thing is this is here for students. So we have student representative, Tamar Pak, who is responsible for coordinating the student events, student clubs, any new student initiatives. So there is a person who is designated for that. If I miss, I know Velvet Brown is here. Oh yes, she's preparing a very important document for you guys so that you can take a 2-pager to know who is who, what are the basic tips, facilities, library, all minimal information what we have, which can be useful to you guys. Okay, so I would like to take this as an opportunity for you to congratulate our team who has worked extremely hard to make sure that you people are here and we are there to support you. I also want to assure you that we are very student-centric. I know it's been tough for some, this transition is there, recognized, but we have to move forward. And the way we plan this is we open this out for questions, they walk you through some of the basic things, and then we try to keep it open. Some of the questions will be answered, I would say a lot of questions can be answered now. There'll be some. There might be some answers to that, but we are waiting for the last minute clarification. How about that? Sounds good? Thank you very much.
Okay guys, just a few quick, updates. You should have received an email from me last week and also today, this afternoon, about ID cards. Let me know if you have not. My business card is at the table in the student services over there. So if you haven't been receiving any communications from Meg, actually my name is Margaret, please let me know, because that means that there is an issue with your email address in our system. So you should have been receiving an email about our ID cards. Everyone will be receiving their CUNY SPH ID cards. So if you're coming from the Graduate Center or Brooklyn College or Lehman College or Hunter College, you will still need to obtain your ID card. And that's because this ID card will let you into all of our facilities here. We have 4 floors here, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We're on the 7th floor now. This is the Dean's Suite, and this is where our biggest room is. A lot of the bigger classes will take place right here in this room. But we do have classrooms on all 4 of our floors, 5, 6, 7, and 8. The 5th floor is our student services floor. So everyone here that was right here on the stage lives on the 5th floor. So if you have any questions about Bursar, financial aid, registration, you want to talk to me about anything else, you need to declare your New York State residency, you're an international student, anything like that, you can just come to the 5th floor, check in at the security desk, and they will contact us and we will come and see you. There are classrooms also on the 6th floor and on the 8th floor. So there are classrooms on all these different floors, and the way you access them is with your CUNY SPH ID card. Now, we will be sending out instructions in the next week or so about when you can come in and get your ID card. This card will have a barcode on the other side of it, and that's how you will be able to access your library resources. So you'll be able to take books out and access all the library services that we provide. Speaking of the library, I don't know how many of you have been on our website yet. You should have been on our website. If you go on the academic portion of our website, Google CUNY School of Public Health, it will take you to this beautiful website. Academics has a link to library services. I encourage all of you to check it out. So we will have a librarian who's actually, it's really exciting, we have a new librarian who's starting this Thursday on the 5th floor. That's also where the library is and the student services lounge is. And that librarian will be there as a resource for you to help you with any electronic resources, anything like that. If you need to get actual hard copy books or also access other electronic resources, we have partnered with City College of New York. And there are instructions here of how to access that library. City College, I don't know if you guys are familiar, is another CUNY college, just like we are a CUNY. And they are at 145th Street, just kind of on the west side. So they're not that far from us at all. So those are the libraries, and I would like to invite Mohit, our IT manager, to speak a little bit about the email addresses.
Hi guys, my name is Ayman Mohandes. I'm the Dean of the School of Public Health, and I thought I'd peek in and look at our incoming class. Pretty impressive.
I'd like to welcome our Dean to the stage.
No, I think I have a slot tomorrow.
Okay, you just say
Just this way when they see me on the street.
that was our Dean on this. Okay, great. So our IT manager, Mohit Arora, will speak to you briefly about email addresses.
Good evening, everyone. So I made a very interesting mistake recently. I sent out notifications to all students saying that this is your email address, and I sent it out from the help desk email address, and what I did, I put my own name and signature at the very bottom. So inadvertently, I've sent you all my contact information. Since I have made that mistake, feel free to use it and get in touch with me whenever. But just by a quick show of hands, how many of you did receive that email from the help desk? Looks like almost everyone. So those of you who have not received that email, I'm going to be around after this session as well. Just come and see me and give me your name and everything, and we'll get you sorted out. But email access, everyone should be aware, we're using Office 365 for email accounts, and Office 365 comes with Microsoft Office applications. So you'll be able to download Word, Excel, PowerPoint to your computers to install by yourselves. This email account is yours for life. Once you graduate and move on, you'd still retain this email account. So don't just disregard it. And this email account will also be used for all official SPH communications. So make sure that you do actually check the account frequently. The username on this email account is also going to be what you use to sign into computers at SPH. So if you have classes that use laptops for labs, or if you ever need to use our computer lab or borrow a computer from our librarian, you would be using that same username, and we'll set up default passwords a little bit down the road. I'll send you information on that as well. But if you have any questions, please, you have my information. Feel free to email me, or feel free to email the help desk at helpdesk@sph.cuny.edu. And stop by after these sessions and say hi. And I'm open for questions. Thank you.
Okay, so just a quick update on the ID cards. We have a special guest from our Office of Academic Affairs, Joy Hampson. Is going to talk to you a little bit about the ID cards.
Hi, everyone. You guys don't sound so enthused. I know it's almost 6 o'clock, but hi, everyone. Hi. So we do apologize for not having IDs readily available before the start of classes and even when classes are about to begin. I do want you guys to know that we are working on a new system which will not only give you just a regular ID, but it'll give you the library barcode, and then it'll give you access to areas throughout the building where you need a key card to get in. We are currently having some issues with batch uploading, and that is what's holding up the process, as well as uploading the new cameras on the 5th and 6th floors for security. So what we would like to do is anyone that is currently a CUNY student, if you have a Hunter, Brooklyn, Lehman, or Graduate Center ID already, we want you guys, when you're coming in for school on Thursday and probably the next 2 weeks, we're gonna have you guys just flash your IDs. They'll have a list with public safety on each floor, and they'll check your name off that you came in. If you are not a CUNY student, international, or this is your first time coming to CUNY, or you're a transfer student, please have a government issued ID. So a driver's license, passport, anything that's state issued or country issued. And then they will have you sign in, and then you can proceed to your class. So please leave additional time when coming to class. I know some of you might get out of work at 5, but please leave additional time when you're coming to class for this possibility, because until further notice, this will be the operation until we can get it fixed. If you have any questions, I can answer them now, or you can email me. Yes?
If you have a CUNY ID already, will that ID work to allow you to get into other CUNY buildings, or has it been capped?
It'll allow you to get into any CUNY campus. So that is the preference. If you already have a CUNY ID, please use that to get into this campus until we can issue you a CUNY School of Public Health with a barcode on the back. Yes.
Hi, so just to clarify, so CUNY IDs are acceptable in this building?
Yes. Any CUNY campus,
This memo says they're not acceptable.
any CUNY campus, you can use a CUNY ID to get on
So
campus.
this is exclusively for us.
Yes. That's all, that's CUNY-wide. That's not just for us. Yes.
Does that mean that our library access is held up until we have those ID cards?
Correct. Yeah.
Could you repeat the questions, because not all of us can hear?
So
And
this young lady asked if you can use your CUNY ID to get into all CUNY campuses. I said yes, because apparently on the sheet it says otherwise. But all CUNY campuses, as long as you have a CUNY ID, you can get in to the campus. The lady in the back asked if you will not have library access until you get your ID cards. That is correct. That's part of the problem. We are working on the barcode situation to get them on the IDs. Is that it? Yes.
So what are our options we want to access the library?
To access the city library?
Yeah, any library.
Well, we're trying to get this resolved before probably the second week of class. I can't imagine you needing to use the library at the beginning of class, but if you do, and you already have a CUNY ID, you will still be allowed into the library. If you do not have a CUNY ID, unfortunately, you will not be allowed into the City College Library. This problem really should last maybe a week into school. It should not last more than that. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Joy. Very informative. I will now like to welcome our registrar, Molly Ghosh.
Good evening, everyone. Hope everybody had a wonderful summer. If I could just see a show of hands as to who already registered. Wonderful. Who are looking to register for courses and have not? Okay, so whatever the reasons may be for you to not have registered already, you could speak to my associate and I afterwards. If there's a hold or if there's some other issues pending, just please speak to us. Since majority of us have already registered, what I kind of want to show you is the academics resource page that Meg had described earlier. It is a very, very good site to review. One, because it has all the policies that you would need to abide by as you attend CUNY School of Public Health. Second is what we call the calendar that you would need to make sure you abide by, which lists all deadlines. Deadlines to register for courses is August 31st. Registration will not be processed after that date. Bill payment days are also listed here. Having that majority of you are new students, it's not applicable to you. However, if any are current students and are about to apply to graduate, the deadline is listed here. The process of how to apply to graduate will be sent out sometime next week, if not by the end of this week. So once again, please review the information that's on this page, which is the academics resource pages. There's a lot of forms that's also available to students. One, it can be obtained from Student Services, Office of the Registrar page. If you need to change your name for any reason, the form will be here. If you need to request for a transcript, the form can be obtained right here. So please review the site, and if you have any questions, concerns, once again, feel free to speak to us right now or email us at registrar@sph.cuny.edu. I apologize for my slip. I've been at Hunter for too many years before. So sorry about that. Once again, the email address is registrar@sph.cuny.edu. Thank you.
Just to make this a little bit bigger, so you guys can see. Okay. So now I would like to welcome our Financial Aid Director, Katusha Lewis.
Hi everyone, welcome. I'm looking throughout the room. It's funny how I recognize faces already. And most likely if I ask you for your name, I'll recognize more of you guys. I know I've dealt with so many of you guys. And how many people have applied for a student loan or FAFSA? Okay, a good amount. So what I'm gonna be covering right now is, so you file your FAFSA. So what's next? What to expect from SPH? So the first step is, after you file FAFSA, which most of you guys have done, is make sure that SPH has received your information. Meaning that you could check your email, either go on self-service, usually that's how we communicate with the students. If we need additional information under your to-do list in self-service, it shows that financially need this type of information from you. Some of the questions I've been getting from students a lot, which I'm gonna go over, is when they file their FAFSA form, additional documents are needed. Some of the most common, especially for grad students thus far that I've seen, is proof of citizenship. So why are they asking me this? So one of the reasons why, and I've been telling our students, I'm surprised that your other schools haven't told you this, but when you complete the FAFSA, one of the things that the federal government does, you would think they would be checking with immigration, you know, your immigration status, proof of, they don't do that. What they do is actually they check with Social Security. So initially, when you came to the United States, most likely you came with a green card, and now you have your citizenship certificate, or you have a U.S. passport. So when we check with Social Security, they're telling us, okay, this student really has a green card. Why are you telling us that they are a citizen of the U.S.? So there's conflict information. So we're gonna request that we see proof of citizenship because you're telling us that. I think that's like one of the questions that students ask me all the time. Why every year I'm getting this information? I gave this information to Hunter, I gave this information to Lehman. The reason why is you haven't updated your information with Social Security. So if you guys get a chance, for the people who have been receiving this, is go to your Social Security office and update your information, and I promise you, you will not get that checklist ever again, okay? So the second one is selective service, only for the guys. So selective service, as a student, when you start college and you're 18 or above, you're required by the federal government to basically apply, go and you have to do selective service. Selective service is basically, it's not like the draft, but you have to do selective service. There's a survey, there's questions that you have to answer. But unfortunately, after you turn 30, you're not required to do it. So some of you who came here after you turn 30, you're 26, yes. After you turn 26, you don't have to do it, but unfortunately, when they look at your information, they see that you did not apply for selective service. So that gives a red flag, and they're telling us this student is not qualified for financial aid because they did not do selective service. So we request information. So some of the students, they have to bring in information showing that they entered the US after they turned 26 years old. So those are the information that we request from students. I know it's a little crazy. I know all the information, but that's something that we have to request. So anytime you get that information from selective service, please save it because they will be requesting that information for every school that you go to. Next year, am I going to request that? No, because I have that information. But if you go to another institution, they will require for you to have that. That's for the guys. I'm sorry, but it's a request from the federal government. Another one that you'll see is loan entrance. So after you do your FAFSA, we don't need any additional information from you. We process you, we package you for a student loan. So I know this is new. The process that we've done here at SPH, I know this is new for some of you guys because we are not requesting for you guys to complete a loan application. We actually looking into your information, see if you are qualified, and we offer you a student loan, okay? So I know this is different. I think at other institutions, you guys have to go online or go to the financial aid office and complete a direct loan application. Here, we try to make it easier and faster for the students. We go through the whole process. If you qualify, we do offer you. Just know that we are offering you this loan. We're not telling you that you need to take it. We are offering you the loan. And also just remember, it's really up to you on the amount that you want to take out. So if I offered you $20,000 for the year, I'm saying that's the max that you are eligible for. It's really up to you if you want to take $10,000 because that's all you're going to need. So you are able to adjust that on self-service. All that information is available in self-service and you are able to see it. So that's one difference I think that we have from other schools. I know that Brooklyn is starting to do the same thing. I know Lehman is starting to do the same thing. But SPH right now, we are trying to make it easier and faster for our students, that you don't have to come into our office and do an application, that we are offering the loan and it's really up to you on how to do it. Just remember, if you have any questions in the amount or you want to adjust it but you're not sure how to adjust it, send us an email. We will try to help you. And also there's an adjustment form that will be available online, but I've sent it to many of our students to adjust their loans if they made a mistake or they decide that they want to adjust their loan. So just because you said, okay, I accept it, and you want to change your mind, even though you're not going to be able to do it online, it's going to be available to you to do it. All you have to do is send me an email, I send you the form, and it's able to adjust, okay? So, like I said, for your loans, you need to accept or decline it online, or you can come into our office and I'll be able to do it for you. You could just complete the process and say I'm accepting my loan, or you could go online and do so. So now, I've received some questions about tuition waivers, especially from our doctorate students who are receiving tuition permission. Yes, we are in the process of putting that on your account. Please bear with us. There was some issues that we were dealing with for us to be able to post the tuition waivers for our DPH students. And Esther will be talking more about it, but on the Bursa side, I think we're okay for now. So those tuition remission will be posting, especially for the DPH students. So now say for the new students, you receive a scholarship, which is our Dean Scholarship. All those have been posted. If you haven't seen it in your account, please let me know at the end, because I've posted all the Dean Scholarship for our graduate students. So if you receive a scholarship from SPH and you haven't seen it on your account, please let me know, because all those scholarships have been posted. Maybe I didn't have your name, or maybe something happens, but all of them have been posted. So please let me know. I'll be sitting over there for any student who has any scholarships. So if you're receiving any scholarship, outside scholarships, if you haven't seen it, most likely we have not received it from the institution that's awarding you the scholarship. So please check with us, because sometimes they could mail it to a school that you were attending before. So if you were attending Hunter, they could send it to Hunter, and we will never have any information on that. So if you are receiving any scholarship, please make sure that they have our address and that they are sending the information to us, because we can't post anything to your account if we don't have it, okay? So for the students who have done all their process for financial aid, and they are wondering, how come I'm not seeing my loans on my account? Yes, okay. So because we are a new institution, we have to wait for the federal government to say, okay, you guys have registered this many of students, and you guys have been, classes have started, and now it's okay for you to disperse the loans to the student's account. So right now, that's the process we are in right now. We are waiting for the students to start, and then we're waiting for the federal government to say, okay, you have registered students and classes have started, and now you could disperse those funds to the students. So that's why you have not seen any of the money on your account. I've received many emails about, I've taken out a loan and I still have a balance. We understand that. The bursar has a list of every single student that has taken a loan with us. The bursar has a list of every single student that the loan has been processed for the amount, and your classes are not being dropped, and no fees are being added to your account, so no late fees or anything like that. And we are trying to work people who have taken a surplus amount from for their loans, meaning that they took additional money because of some expenses that they have. We are also trying to work out with that. Hopefully we'll be able to refund you that money. Do I have a time frame? No, as of right now, we are working to making it as soon as possible. So if you're taking out any loans, your classes will not be dropped, I promise. And there's no late fees that will be on your account. Any questions? Yes?
So is that also the tuition waiver for the GI already?
Well, GI Bill, that's another, I don't know if you want to address that, Molly.
So, the CUNY School of Public Health, we are waiting for the New York State Veterans Affairs to approve the MPH degree and the MS degree for School of Public Health. We had a site visit last week. Everybody could hear me, yes? And once again, we're very hopeful that we will get the approval and get the veterans' paperwork going as soon as possible. Once again, it's not up to our control, so that's why we can't give you a definite deadline. However, believe us, we are working. I don't want to use the word day in and day out, but every single day we're in constant communication with the Veterans Affairs in order to get this going as soon as possible. And it's of a good promise that we have because our site visit went well. However, it is a time frame that we have to wait and get the approval from them. And as soon as we get the approval, we will inform all students, veterans, to submit the paperwork to us. Okay?
Any more questions? Yes.
So if the student has both GI Bill and federal law, what happens?
I'm sorry?
Repeat the question. If the student has both GI Bill and student loans, which one pays precedence?
Okay, so he's saying that if a student has both the GI Bill and a loan, which one comes first? So it depends on when it's processed. So now the GI Bill is not being processed because we're still awaiting information. If you took out a student loan, the student loan will be processed first, okay? So, but when the GI Bill comes in, what's gonna happen is the GI Bill is gonna replace the student loan and the student loan is gonna be mailed to you. So, meaning that it's gonna be refunded to you. So that's how it's gonna work. But right now, if you took out a student loan, the GI Bill, there's nothing on your account. So the first thing the loan is gonna pay for is your tuition because the GI Bill is not there. But as soon as the GI Bill comes in, it will replace the loan and the loan will be refunded to you. Okay? Any more questions? Yes?
Does this loan apply to certificate program?
Unfortunately, guys, it does not apply to certificate programs. As of right now, the certificate program that we have is not eligible for financial aid, okay? I know that some of you have applied for financial aid, but the way financial aid works is even if you have not been accepted to the school, we will process your financial aid, have it ready for you until you get accepted to the school. And when you get accepted, we look to see what degree that you're applying for. And if that degree meets the financial aid eligibility, then it's processed. If it doesn't, then it won't process. But when you complete your financial aid, we don't know what degree you're applying for. So you might see, say, loans, but until that we certify the degree that you're applying for, we're just assuming that you're a degree-seeking student. Okay, so unfortunately, as of right now, this certificate program is not eligible for financial aid. And people that are thinking about, I know that I've gotten so many, I'm just thinking of the questions that I've received from some of our students, and I'm trying to cover that because most likely you guys have the same questions. One of the things that they are asking me for is that I see a disbursement date. Does that mean I will get, for the students that have taken out surplus of loans to cover, basically their needs to come to the school? So some of the questions that I've been asked is, when will I receive, the additional funds? I see that the disbursement date, say, is August 29th. When you see the disbursement, I just want to give you the definition so you can understand. When you see disbursement, it means that the funds will be dispersed to your account, meaning that it will go to the bursar's office. So if you say the disbursement date is September 1st, the bursar's office I'll basically send the money, say this student is qualified, the federal government has approved them, here's the money. So financial aid is sending the money to the bursar's office. The bursar's office is gonna look into your account and say, okay, I'm taking $5,000 for tuition and there's $5,000 left, and I'm refunding the student the $5,000. So that's a week after it's been dispersed. So when you see that the disbursement date is, say, September 1st, it doesn't mean you're gonna get the money in your hand or in your account on September 1st. It just means that it's going over to the bursar, they're gonna process it, and whatever is left after your tuition and fees are paid, then it will be mailed to you or direct deposited to you. It depends on what you choose to do, okay? So I've received a lot of information about disbursement versus refund. Those are the difference. Disbursement means I'm putting the money into your account. The refund is the bursar saying everything has been paid and you have something left and I'm sending you the rest of the money, okay? So that usually takes about a week. It's faster if you do direct deposit. For it to mail out to you, it takes a week to a week and a half. But after the loan has been approved by the federal government, an email is going to be sent out to you telling you that it's been approved and that the funds are being dispersed and expect your refunds. We will keep you guys posted on everything that's going on, just like Molly will keep the veteran students posted when we've been approved by the state. I'll do the same thing when everything is clear by the federal government. An email was sent out today telling you the whole information about the disbursement being delayed. The reason why it was sent out today is because we wanted to make sure that we had a solution for you guys before we told you guys, okay, this is being delayed. So we are taking into account the students that need the money for expenses. So if you guys have any questions, the email was sent to you. My email is on that. Please don't hesitate to send me any questions, okay?
One question?
No more, yeah.
What's the last date for this paying the bills to avoid any extra charges?
Well, the bursar will cover that, but I would tell you try to pay before the first day of class. For the student who has taken out loans, the bursar has your names and everything is fine. But people that needs to make payments, I would advise you to do it before the first day of class. Okay, and we also have payment plans available, which our bursar Esther will be going over, but we do have payment plans available. Yes?
The situation where you said they took out the 20 grand for the loan, if we didn't need that much, would the refund also happen in that situation too?
Yes, the refund will happen, but you still have the chance of coming to us and returning the money. Okay? So just remember, until you cash that check that we send you, you still have a chance of returning that money. And I always advise my student, if you do not need the money, please do not take it out. And if you decide at the end that, okay, maybe whatever your situation was before, I don't need the $3,000, but they send me a check, just come into our office, bring it to the bursar's office, or bring it to the financial aid office. We'll return it to the federal government in your behalf. And we'll make sure that you have a copy that it has been returned.
And they'll take the tuition first and then whatever's not.
Yes, tuition is always paid first. We make sure tuition is paid first, and the remainder is sent to you. Okay? Yes.
So I have a question. Sorry.
Yes.
I have a question on the YouTube feed regarding financial aid. If a student is in this certificate program and has taken out a loan, will that loan go through or not?
No. Well, it depends on what type of loan, because some students have contacted me that they've taken out something that is called a private loan or alternative loan. They do have educational private loan or alternative loan. If that's the case, then that's fine. The only loan that is not being processed is federal student loans. So anything that has to do with direct loans, no. But they are eligible for alternative loans, which they have to process on their own. Anything else? Okay, thank you guys. Oh, by the way, our email address is financialaid@sph.cuny.edu. Please don't hesitate to, send us any questions. Mohit, what's going on here?
Sorry, one more question on YouTube. Are we required to decline an offered loan?
Yes. I mean, if you do not need the loan, please decline it. But if you don't and it's sitting and offered, it will never be processed. But it's always better for you to decline it. Okay, thank you. If you guys have any question, I'll be sitting over there.
Very useful. Okay, and now for the bursar, Esther Cortel. Please, please.
Good evening, everyone. How's everybody doing? Good. So then you have done all these exciting things about enrolling to classes, and you already passed through the headache of admissions and registered, and you did all the paperwork for financial aid, and then still have a balance. So what do I do next? So you come see me, or you send me an email. So if you're familiar with your student center, you'll be able to see your balance in there. And so in the balance, you have different options for payments. So you can make an ACH payment, an e-check, and you can make a direct payment through there. You can also have the option of payment plan. So it's a large amount, and we don't have the funds available right there and then. We offer the option to enroll to a payment plan, and there it gives you two sources of payments. You can either do it with your bank account, and there is one enrollment fee per term of $40. If you decided to do it with credit card, it's $95, and it's the enrollment fee only. So this is the first time when you enroll, you incur into that payment. After that, you're only paying for your balances within your account. You won't incur any interest charges or anything else for being a payment plan. So whatever your balance is on your account is going to be split in the amount of payments that you will have on that payment plan, and it will go towards your balance on your account if there is no interest charge on the payment plan. I know that many people, when they say payment plan, they're concerned about interest. There's no interest being charged. The one fee that you have to pay when you first enroll is the enrollment fee, and it's per term. So you won't see that enrollment fee or any other fee later on within that term. The payment plan, many people ask about how many payments do you get to do. So the earlier you enroll in the payment plan, the more flexibility you will have to pay. So it will split in different amount of payments. You have up to 6 payments when you first register. So the earlier you do it, the better. I have information on our table about the schedule of how many numbers of payments you will have available if you register now. So, and there's deadlines for registration. If you enroll today, you will have most likely 3 payments. So the balance needs to be paid once you enroll in the payment plan up until November. Questions when my payments are due, that's one of the main questions that I have. So your payment right now, if you already enrolled, your payment is due now. If you enrolled earlier, it gives you a breakdown of when, and that is available on the website. Let me see if I can get it. See if I can get you. So this is our website, and you go student services, student finances, and there it gives you information about us, and then payment deadlines. So if you register between May 3rd and July 1st, it gives you when your due date is for payment. And it goes by throughout the whole semester. So if you register after August 19th, your payment is due immediately. And you need to pay it before the first day of class, if not you will incur fees. However, because we have been having so many little bumps in the road within the transition, we are working with students on a one-to-one basis. If there is any issue that you've been having because of the payment, or because your loan it's not being dispersed, or you're getting a voucher, and because previously the voucher was being done to a different school and they didn't change it, and now you have to change it to the School of Public Health. We are working with you. Please let us know what's happening so that you won't be dropped from your classes and you won't incur any late fees or any other charges on your account. But you please have to let us know so that we are aware that you're having this issue. If we don't know you're having this issue, then you will be having these penalties on your account. So it's best for you to come and inform us of what's happening ahead of time so we can work with you and try to fix the situation. Okay? So the other, we have, like I mentioned, we have our payment options in there as well. And it gives you all the breakdown for if you decide that you want to mail it instead. If you want to, this is where information is and where you can mail it. And you can, please always put attention to the bursar's office, because like we said, it's different floors, it's the many people address. So if you address it to us, it comes up to us faster and we can post it to your account right away. Again, the payment plan, if you have questions about the payment plan, this is where there's more details about it. And then Here's the link, which will take you to the vendor that actually works with our payment plan and all the details and how to enroll. So right now, like I mentioned, if you enroll, the last day to enroll into the payment plans, we are group 2, by the way. So the latest, if you register by a specific time, it will tell you how many payments you have available. So you can go to the website and get more familiar with the information and see, am I looking at the right thing? It kicked me out. Okay, go back. There it goes. And then also there is a video tutorial how to enroll. The one needs to be done, what information is needed for that. For those, and I have that question as well, for those international students, and I saw that when it was asked before, we have a few international students here. So I don't have a bank account, my money is coming, I either got a scholarship from my country or have other things like that. We also, or wire transfers. If you need information for wire transfer, please send us an email at bursar@sph.cuny.edu, and we will provide you the bank information and everything that needs to be done so that you can start processing that wire transfer for us. Please make sure any payment that is coming to us, that it has your name and your EMPL ID. We won't reject money that is coming to us, so you want to make sure that you tell us it's yours. So if you tell us it's yours, we can link it to your account, okay? And of course, just send us an email. Feel free to always send us an email and contact us. This is what's happening. My money's supposed to come in. Like Ms. Lewis mentioned before, if you have a scholarship, if you don't let us know, we won't know. And because of the transition, it might be sent to different places. And if you don't tell us, we won't know that it's coming or that it was issued somewhere else. The same thing with vouchers. I know many of you are using either your union, 1199, or any other employer's tuition benefits. If you are getting those, please send that information to us as soon as possible so that it could be processed. We should have received those before the first day of class so that you don't incur those penalties that normally happen on a regular basis on different terms. Because of the transition, again, it could have taken a little longer to make the changes, and we need to know about this. But please be aware, it's not like I registered and it should have happened. Please contact your employer. Please contact the offices that need to issue these forms for you so that we are all on the same page. Now, so you send us those vouchers, and then what happens? That doesn't mean that we get the payment. That just says there's a note from your employer saying we are going to cover for them. We then post it on your account saying, okay, this company said it's going to be responsible for paying for you. Some of them has some requirements attached to it. Some of them require that you pass the class with a C or better, or any other requirements, and you should be aware when these things happen. So if at the end, after these requirements, if these requirements are not met, you are responsible for that, those charges that are in there. So although at the beginning we posted and said it's all taken care of, it depends on you to meeting those requirements. If you don't meet those requirements, you are responsible for the charges that are linked to that account if those things are not, if the company is not willing to pay for your charges. So that's something that you always have to look into when you request for a voucher or if you're getting any scholarship, because even those sometimes have requirements and you need to make sure that you follow them. Any questions in that section? Oh, good. So that means I did a good job.
Just to verify, I know that she said if you guys have any problems with loans, just know she has a list of everyone that's taking out a loan. So please do not send her email. She's aware. She's just talking to anyone else that has outside loans or anything else. But everyone that's taking a loan within the financial aid office, she has a list of everyone. So please do not bombard her with emails, but she has a list of everyone, and I'm trying to update her as a student to apply for loans. So I'm updating her with that information. But just remember that she has a list, so you don't have to contact her.
Thank you, Ms. Lewis. Now that we're talking about loans, and we also said, okay, we might have an excess of funds after, like she explained, you got a loan and you got $10,000, your tuition is only $5,000, so you have $5,000 left. And if you are expecting the money, then you will, like she mentioned, the process is gonna be dispersed, it's gonna be posted in your account, we'll take whatever you owe us and whatever else was gonna be refunded to you. If you do not want that amount, you have to let us know. Because at the end of the day, like the word said, it's a loan, so you're responsible for paying it back. So the least you have is the least that you have to worry about later on when you graduate about making those payments. So we'll help you to not having to pay that much if you don't need it. So you have to let us know that you actually do need it, and if you don't, let us know. Now, the disbursement date happens and we process it, and normally it takes a week. If it's going to be mailed after we run the report and we see that you have an excess amount in there, you have the option, and let me see if I can find that in here, to receive, there you go, refunds. So you have an option of how of getting this money. We recommend for you to do direct deposit. That's the fastest way you'll get it. And there it gives you the option. This is the application that you have to do. You also go to your student center and you can add your information in there. So if you do have any refund, that's the first option that is going to pull to send you your refund. So the sooner you get it, the better for you, right? Because you have books and you have other expenses that you would like to use those funds for. If you do not want those funds, you have to let us know so that we can put a service indicator saying do not disperse, and we're going to be sending those funds back to federal, oh my goodness, federal loans, excuse me. And so we can process that, and that way you don't even have to, okay, I got a check now, what do I do? So that way you don't have to feel the pressure that you have to cash it or that you have to come back to us to now bring us the check a week. So we can cut the process. If you don't need it, let us know. You're gonna be able to see your account, review your accounts. If you see you have that excess, you said, no, I don't need that excess, please don't refund it. So we can put a service indicator and we can actually cut the process instead of having to cut a check and then having you come back and do that extra work. So that's why it's important that you review your account on a regular basis so you see what's happening with your account. And if you see something that it doesn't look right, please let us know. So that way we can update everything as needed as it goes. Any other questions? Now, the fun part about the refunds, and hopefully this will be the last piece of information that I have to share with you in case you have any other questions. So you want to know about your refund. So if once we get the money disbursed to us, or probably before that if you're getting external loans, when do you get, how much money do I get once you're done with your class? So if you want to get a refund because you decided you registered for 3 classes and actually the schedule doesn't look right, I need to drop a class, you already paid your full tuition, you drop the course before the first day of class, you get 100% refund for that course that you dropped. But that needs to happen before the first day of class. So our first day of class officially is Thursday, August 23rd. On that day, you will not get a full 100% refund. It needs to happen on the 24th, the Thursday, that Wednesday. Because if you do it the day of class, you won't get a full refund. Now, let's say you register for a class and the class actually doesn't start until Monday. Guess what? First day of class is the 25th. So although your first official day of class on that class was Monday the following week, you're still responsible the first day of class for that money to be reimbursed is the day before class. Am I being clear in there? Or if you have any questions? Because I don't want them people coming later on saying, oh, but my first day of class was September 1st. No. And I want a full refund. You won't get a full refund because the first day of class was August 25th. So if you feel like your schedule is not going to work and for some reason you need to drop a class, which I doubt it, because all of you, I know you're prepared ahead and you know that's what you want. Do it with enough time so you can get a full refund. But what happens if it doesn't work and you need to drop the class after the 25th? The next day to get a 75% refund on your class is August 31st. So if that's the last stage you have to register for any course. So that same date, if you drop, you have to drop before the 31st to get 75% of refund, okay? The next one, it's 50%, and that needs to be done before September 7th. And you will get a 50% refund. Then 25% of your refund, it will be September 14th. On September 15th, you will get zero refund. So keep those dates in mind, because if you want to get your money back for whatever reason, you need to drop the classes, it needs to happen before those dates. That information is also available on the calendar. You don't have to write them now. If you don't remember, go to our website. Let's see if so we go to, help me here, Meg. There you go. Yep, I knew this. Here you are. And here it is. So this is where you find it, and you will see all those dates in there. And it tells you, last day to drop with 100% tuition refund. So get familiar with this schedule, with this calendar, because it's very useful. And if you have any question, if you don't understand it, or if you, please feel free to give us a call or send us an email and we will clarify that information. Don't assume if you don't know. Please, we're here to help you, so just let us know. Any additional questions? No? Perfect. Have a great evening, everyone. And if you have any questions after this, you can find me in the table.
Likewise, if you have questions for me, I'm going to be sitting over there. It's right next to Tamar, who's representing our student clubs. Please go and say hello to her and sign up for all the clubs that we have to offer to be part of the CUNY SPH student community. So financial aid and Bursar, student services, student clubs over here, and the registrar right here. And just a couple more words from Dr. Joshi.
Thank you so much. And if any one of you has a question related to international students, Leah is there, so she'll be able to answer anything. But I think after the Bursar, the problem is you saying, I'm paying all this. What am I getting out of it? Right? Of course, you're getting a degree, but more importantly, what we're trying to do is, this is a great opportunity for you that tomorrow we have our career services. We have our writing services, resources available here. I have to also mention that we have 4 departments. Our hope is that a club is formed in each of the departments. I know there's a root cause club, which is very active. There is a epidemiology predictive modeling club. Anybody who's in health policy interested to start a club, the Tamar Pact is sitting there, give your information. Anybody who's from environmental, nutrition, give your information. The goal is that we are trying to establish 4 clubs, and then there's a very active global health club. Okay? Representatives from each of these clubs are going to be very actively helping us to form the CUNY School of Public Health Student Association. That drives what the students want, the events they want to host. If you have specific, something, a rare idea, a bold idea, walk in. Don't hesitate to keep it to yourself. Once a month, on every Wednesday, I'll send an email. You can walk into the office without any appointment. It will be walk-in. So I'll make myself available from 5 in the evening to 6:30. If you think that Wednesday is not a good day, I can do it any day. Doesn't matter. The Friday I did not pick because classes are not there, so you don't have to come for specifically for that, right? But anytime you can schedule. Normally it's very responsive. Kim McFarlane is an assistant, she'll respond. I'm not there, I'm maybe not able to solve everything, but a good listener. So we can facilitate that. But I want to assure that we are trying to create a very student-driven environment. Okay, all the office here, all the people who are sitting out over here from our office or from the school are here for you guys. So if you think, I have this idea, I don't know who to go to, so it's not just about that, coming here, getting a degree, okay, pay this bill, pay this, but at the same time, you have resources at your disposal. We will have our public health career fair in May 2017. This will be a second, but it will be specifically designated a career job fair. We try to call only those organizations which have jobs. Okay? Which do not come here for marketing or, you can volunteer anywhere. But we are looking to work closely to create those organizations which have real jobs. Okay? I'm looking forward to your participation, to your suggestions, to your feedback. Very open to it. But at the same time, think and innovate. That's the message. Just innovate. With that, thank you very much for your time. All the officers, people, representatives are here. Feel free to mingle, ask any questions, okay? Thank you very much.